Hey, we all know that Bungie made some huge noise with Halo when they brought that out for the Xbox. Understandably so. That was an awesome game. But they also made this game, too. This one's called Oni, and this is an anime-influenced action-adventure game, and you play a character that runs through this futuristic city. There's all kinds of really cool environments that you're running through, lots of really well-equipped bad guys with all kinds of plasma weapons and rocket launchers and really nasty stuff, so naturally you get to pick up some pretty cool weapons along the way as well. The controls are really phenomenal, and I wish that Bungie would carry on with this series and see where else they could take it. Oni was a great game. You can pick it up at a really good price, and I definitely recommend you check this out, especially if you're a fan of anime or character-based action-adventure games. Check it out, Oni. All right, we're back. We're going to talk now about one of the biggest GameCube games there is. This is The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker from Nintendo for the GameCube. What'd you think of this one?
Well, here it is. I mean, many people have waited a long time for this game. There's a lot of controversy about this title. It used to be realistic graphics. Now they've gone to the cartoon graphics. I gotta say, off the top, I'm quite impressed with the graphic quality and the gameplay overall with this game. I know you have lots to say, so I'm going to move it over to you.
All right, well, I gotta agree with you. I was very impressed with the graphics. This is all the toon shading that Miyamoto has coined there, and it's kind of a shock when you first boot it up because it is not exactly what you're expecting on the GameCube. But what the animation has allowed the developers to do is add so much more character.
And you know what?
I bet it is going to turn off some gamers. I bet it isn't going to be maybe.
I don't know if that was the right decision. They did a good job of what they did, but I'm still not convinced that going realistic wasn't the right.
But that's the story here. If you give it some time and you play this game, you forget about what your expectations were, and you just are engrossed in the story that's being told. And this is a great story. There's lots of really nice character interaction bits in there. The sailing that's a part of the game is gorgeous. What they've done is, instead of having like this massive landscape that you have to traverse and you get to ride a horse or something like you did in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, now you get to hop on this sailboat, a talking sailboat that comes to life and interacts with you. It's very cool, and you get to travel over the world via the waterways. What we're really talking about here is an incredibly fun and addictive game to play.
Well, that's all very deep, but did you see the kid with the snot hanging out of his nose?
It reminded me of you.
How great is that? He's got this big old snot hanging down, and then he goes like this. Whips it back up into his nose, and then the snot comes down again.
When you get into the dungeons, that's when the serious good times start happening.
No snot in the dungeons, though.
No snot, but lots of fire, lots of really cool, creepy effects. Baddies to beat up all over the place that disappear in cool animated puffs of smoke. Huge bosses that are awesome and tons of fun to beat up on. Of course, you pick up all kinds of new weapons and power-ups as you go through the game.
But I wish...
Yes.
They would have put some voices in.
I agree.
There is a lot of reading, and you know how I feel about reading in video games. If I wanted to read, I'd get one of those, what are they called? Books.
I have to give The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker 10 out of 10.
Well, you just gave a couple faults in it.
It's got a couple little problems, but it's still... It's still an amazing experience.
Give it a 10.
I'm giving it a 10.
I'm giving it an 8.5.
On the positive side, the toon shading is beautiful. Give it a chance. The dungeons are amazing. There's so many great tricks and traps to deal with in this game. And I think the most exciting part of the game for me is the sailing.
Hey, and for me, it's all about the snot.
Of course it is.
On the negative side, although the graphics are extremely well done, it may disappoint a lot of gamers. I think in order to take Zelda to the next level, we need to start getting some voice acting in there. And although the gameplay and design is amazing, it's not as revolutionary as we hoped it would be.
Today on Judgment Day, we took a look at Age of Mythology from Microsoft for the PC. This is a fantastic real-time strategy game, but it does feel kind of similar to the Age of Empires games. On the PlayStation 2, we looked at Winning 11-6 International from Konami. This is a great playing soccer game, but it's missing the presentation punch that EA's FIFA series delivers. On the Xbox, we looked at Apex. This is a great-looking racing game with incredible environments, but the artificial intelligence is a little suspect. On the GameCube, we looked at The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. This is an incredible adventure game with tons of interactive elements, but some of you may not be able to get past the cutesy look of the game. In hardware, we reviewed Nintendo's Game Boy Advance SP. Nintendo's done it again. This is the best Game Boy yet. On the Game Boy Advance, we looked at GT Advance 3 from THQ. This is one of the best looking portable racing games ever made.